What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I'm doing just an update video on the Hedron, borrowing the Hedron off the HSI stake, staking in the Hedron pool, and seeing what kind of yield we're getting off of that. But first, I want to do a quick market update and just see where the crypto market is at right now. So this is ETH, USD. It kind of looks like it's making a lower high here. Um, we could come down to this 111-day moving average. If we can hold support there, we might be able to make another bounce back up and possibly come and touch this 200-day moving average. If we don't hold support here, then I believe we're going to be starting to make our way down to about 1242. But I don't think that the all-time lows are in yet. I think we still could get one more flush down. But it looks like the buy the rumor sell the news event for the ETH merge is starting to sell off now. So we'll see how it shakes out in the next couple weeks. Because I know it's not completely completed yet, but it's looking like it's starting to sell off, and we'll just see how it goes. Bitcoin, same thing. Um, it came up and almost touched this 111-day moving average. It looks like it's starting to roll back over. So if it starts rolling over and breaks 21,182, we could look to see some more price action in the low $19,000 range. If it breaks that, then we're heading back down to probably like around 17K again, if not lower. I know Richard Hart's price call is like 11K in prey, um, which it's not out of the cards yet, but we'll see what happens. Um, I'm by no means a advanced technical analysis guy. I'm just kind of saying what I see on the charts and based on my own experiences. Um, let's look at let's look at Hex real quick. So Hex. So we're kind of at this inflection point here. Um, we're kind of stuck right on this upward sloping trend line, and it's just we're trying to figure out what we want to do. But there's some macro, like just bigger market factors. Pretty much, I think if Bitcoin and ETH start falling, um, I think we'll start breaking this trend line, and we could potentially see like 2.7 cents if Bitcoin and ETH start rolling over pretty drastically around the end of the month or to the end of the quarter. Um, but right now it looks like it either wants to break up or to the downside. It's just kind of consolidating around that 4 cent range for, the past couple weeks, it looks like. So right now is probably a good time to DCA in. 4 cents is not a bad price for Hex. So obviously, if we come down to 3 cents, um, excellent. Buy the fuck out of it. Um, for it coming down further, we would have to really get some bad macro events happening all at once to kind of flush us down here. It is possible, but I'm not too worried that it's gonna come down to below 2 cents. I mean, if it does, great. Have capital waiting on the side, but don't be waiting for that. Is all I'm saying. So here's Hedron. So Hedron is touching this trend line almost. Um, Pretty much, if it breaks down, we could see a drop to around 12.8 or so. So we could kind of retrace Or we could come, we'd stop here first, and then worst case scenario, we'd come back down to 1150. Obviously, if that happens and you have lots of conviction in the project, which I do, I think it's an excellent project. That would be an excellent time to start making some purchases. But we're just kind of waiting to see what happens at this point here. Um, this thing can move so quickly that it could just start shooting up again. But if it breaks below, um, it could just ride this trend line and then make another lower low. So just watch it. Um, if we do break up to the upside, I think we're going to be stopping at these highs here. That'll be like our first couple stops. Let's actually just look at the liquidity pools quickly. Let's look at the Hedron liquidity pool. Oh, why isn't it working? Sorry guys, I'll just refresh the page quick. So there's 6.6 million total value locked in liquidity pool. Yeah, so there's 70,000 at this price point, and then as we go up, it gets to 100,000. So this is gonna be right around those old highs. So that's why I'm thinking if we do break to the upside, we'll stop at those old highs first. So this is nice liquidity. It's slowly going up over time, so that's good to see. Good healthy liquidity in Hedron. Now let's transition to the project or experiment I've been working on. So this is the HSI Advanceable Hedron experiment I've been doing, where I borrowed all the Hedron on this one T-share stake, and then I staked it into the ICOSA stake or the Hedron staking pool. So I have a little spreadsheet here. So far I've gotten 0.0825 ICOSA, which reflects in a 84% return on the principal. So this return reflects is based on the total yield of ICOSA sold for Hedron at the current ratio. So if we were to swap all this ICOSA right now for Hedron, we'd have 26,000 Hedron, and then that's about 85% of the total principal payment. So that's just kind of how I'm calculating the return for now. Once we get closer to the date of the end stake, we'll get a better idea of what that actual return would have looked like. And then it's 8.45% per day is the average yield. So it's interesting. Obviously, the system isn't at full force yet. There's no real liquidations happening, and not too much borrowing happening. Not many payments are being made. We're just kind of waiting for the system to start ratcheting up. But I just want to kind of document how this goes. It's just like a journey on how the system works, and then we can slowly see it start ratcheting up, and it's going to be really interesting to see over time how it works. Like again, I've paid $21 in gas, and the Hedron value was only $42 at the time. So it's probably not ideal to do right now until Pulse Chain launches, but I just want to make these just so you guys can understand some of the mechanics of how the borrowing and staking function could work together. So let's take a look at Hedron. Uh, so there's only 30 million Hedron burnt today. So that's like really nothing. And that's why the returns are being so low. But if we come into here, we can browse the liquidation. So there's no active liquidations right now, but you can see that the liquidations are starting to compile into this list. So like 60 days from now, we're gonna have a lot of HSIs that we can potentially bid on within the protocol. So like here, this is a 54 T share uh, HSI stake that is going to be up for auction in 46 days. So like this is going to bring potentially hundreds of millions, if not billions, uh, maybe even trillions of Hedron to be bid on this because this is 54 T shares. So if we look at what the T share rate is right now, the Hex T share rate. Um, Sorry, here it is. So the Hex daily stats. Hex T share price. So let's do a quick calculation. So 964 USD, 964 times 54. So this is like that stake here's like this is like worth like 55,000 dollars, right? So there's gonna be a lot of Hedron that's gonna be burnt when this goes up for auction. And then see there's like in a one t-shirt or what is that, 11 1,000, yeah, so like one t-shirt, I think that's 10 t-shirts. So yeah, like they're starting to slowly roll in. Um, so in like 60 days, we'll start getting some better returns within this Hedron staking pool. So I think I've kind of switched up what I want to do possibly. Um, so how the pools work is once you end stake and then try to restake with that same amount, you're gonna get diluted because how it's calculated is the daily burnt Hedron divided by the Hex T share rate equals the stake points for the Hedron pool. Now, since the T share rate is always increasing, adding to your Hedron stakes is always going to be beneficial if you intend to restake it. So, adding to the stake is better than end staking than restaking. Um, Now, unless you want to compound it, we'll see how that plays out. But um, the rate of yield is you receive will be variable. So the bigger stake size you have in comparison to the total Hedron supply will dictate your share of that yield in the stake points. So the stake points is what determines how much yield you get. So for this reason, I don't think I'm going to end stake this right away as soon as the 30 days up. I think I'm just going to wait until I have to pay another payment in December and just let this accumulate through all those HSI buybacks and stuff because the yield's going to go way up. So I don't want to compromise my share of the pool um, just to get a little bit more Hedron the stake because it's gonna dilute me more than if I just hold it in. So I'm not gonna end stake this until I have to um, pay back my loan. Um, Once I do end stake it, I'll swap some of it for Hedron to pay like maybe a couple months of the loan, and then I will stake whatever's left over after paying 2 or 3 months principal of the loan into the ICOSA staking pool, and now I can just accumulate Hedron and ICOSA. So that's kind of my plan now after learning a little bit more on how the pools work. Um, so that's my strategy going forward. It just doesn't make sense to give up your share of the pool just to collect this little bit of yield if you don't have to and stake for any reason. So yeah, but it's going well. It's slow and steady. Um, I just can't wait till November 13th because we will get a lot more action happening inside the protocol. I'm just sorry. So yeah, this is how I'm calculating the Hedron too. I just come on Deck Screener and I just copy paste how much ICOSA I have, and then it spits out how much Hedron it's worth. And that is how I am calculating how much Hedron I'm getting. So yeah. Anyways, guys, if you like this video or this type of content, please like and subscribe. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. But for now, that's all. I'll see you in the next one. Crypto Winter Bull out.